In the next clip, we're going to go to textures.com to grab some of these PBR materials, and there's a whole host of them. And so if you're inclined to not want to experiment with brick in the next clip, you could actually just use some other material. That's fine. But I would encourage you to get familiar with brick just to create the most enhanced versions because it's such a commonly used architectural material. Anyway, there could be an issue you have. If you can't sign on, you'll get 15 free credits for this. And if you started to experiment and then you decided you ran out of credits, I've also provided on the website a, uh, a zip file with all the textures that I use in the next video clip. So if you have problems at textures.com, which you shouldn't, you just need to log in, create a user password, and you'll get some you'll get free material. You may not even have to log in to get free material. So I hope that you don't have any issues. But if you do, like I said, you can use the zip file that I provided. Also, I wanted to take a minute and just point out this idea about where PBR textures are in the kind of development of Revit itself. So this is just a piece of wall I created with a rubble texture on it. And I just wanted to point out that Revit is actually really rich with a lot of materials. But there are some quirks with it, and they're not necessarily always the best materials. So I'm happy that we're going through this kind of experiment with external PBR resources. But if you were to open up your asset browser, and we always go to the appearance palette to find our unique materials. And a lot of these have this little yellow, and it's a little bit small on the screen. I don't know if this won't enlarge if I open it up. This little yellow icon at the bottom of the screen indicates that there is, for improved rendering, use a newer version appearance asset instead of this one, which is indicating that it's not a PBR asset. But if you select ones that don't have the triangle on them, and in Revit right now it's relatively limited, but if we were to go to flooring, let's say, we can find materials like this carpet that has PBR textures to it, the mosaic tiles, the ceramic wood pattern kind of tile is a PBR material. And then you can import them in. I'll import this one in just to see what it looks like. And I'll close that off. And I'll apply it. But you'll notice that it has a relief pattern. It doesn't have emissivity and some of the nicer features of PBR textures. But it will give you an enhanced look in your rendering techniques, especially if you go out to external renderers. So if there's a yellow triangle, it means that it probably doesn't have a relief pattern bump to it, which gives you that nice look of richness when it's looked on an oblique angle, so to speak. But that doesn't mean that you wouldn't use the texture. It just means you won't get all the full enhancement out of it. So once again, PBR textures will probably come on very strong and probably be incorporated into a lot of what Revit has into it. And putting them in early means that when you go out to external renderers, they will also reproduce the textures even in a higher quality kind of level of detail. So I hope that helps. Let's get on with the rest of the hands-on doing something.